firstly, just come round this big basket. I'm going to start with a layup. I'm going to first do like how to first of all, when you do the layup, you've got to do about 2 steps to get to the basket. So like 1, 2, then you've got to go on the second step and jump. Because as long as you're travelling, if you do 2 steps, you travel. So you've got to go 1, 2, and when you do it, one we go in off the top corner here of the basket. Not like that.
You missed.
Off the top corner there.
Oh, went in.
Magic square.
It went in again.
Go every side. So if you want to split into 3s on the 4 baskets around the side, split into 3s around the 4 baskets around the side, and then just get ball and then just practice that. I'll come around.
So there's no warm-up, but I have asked him not to do a warm-up because the previous session only just finished. And I know that he's done warm-ups before in my sessions. Your instructions were clear, they just haven't followed it. So have a look around. You'll notice there's 2 2s or 3 2s rather than 2 3s. If you have a look, it's them not following your instructions, not the other, but well done for organising it. The only thing I suggest is that your instructions on that layup weren't clear necessarily when you said the magic square. What did you actually mean? I personally would have maybe brought everyone round, shown the line at the side, and then actually asked questions about it to ensure they knew what you were talking about. So then when they go out to do the individual drill, they have an exact idea as to what you want. Okay, that's good individual coaching. The use of the cones is good, the multicolours works. And if you do the same for all the others, which I can see you've already organised, that's great. As a coaching point for your review as well, but it's only a review point, think about the problems with cones. A lot of coaches are now losing cones and using spots, particularly on a drill like this, where you can see there is a potential trip and slip hazard. So it's just a review point to bring up. Think about your other problem with using the cone as well. If you're differentiating for shorter people, shorter legs, with therefore smaller steps. And actually, as a coach, maybe you might think about putting smaller people together. You wouldn't do it necessarily with them knowing, but you might put smaller people together and taller people together so you can actually space those cones according to the type of person you've got. Again, it's a review point rather than anything else. And also be careful on your demonstrations because you just did 3 steps. a really good session so far though. And the idea of having these spaced areas to work in is very good. Just remember that the last group don't see you for about 5 minutes, but generally it does work. It's dynamic enough to do it. This is possibly for your distinction in your review when you're talking about your recommendations. How might you have managed this differently so that the 3 that you've not spoken to yet actually get some input somehow? That might be find an experienced player to work within it, to actually go in that last group so you know you've got someone there that will help them. Okay, that's a possibility. But generally speaking, very good. But again, you so far have ignored this group here. Okay, but you're still giving very good coaching advice, a lot of individual technical feedback. And it is a hard skill to learn. I think you need to bring that out in the review as well, because the layup is one of the most technical skills in terms of basketball that you ever have to actually learn. So it's good so far. The other point to make, again on the layup, it's the layup that causes this, it's not you. But naturally, when you're demonstrating and coaching a layup, you will be facing away from the group as you're giving technical instruction. Now they can visually see, but you may find there are some people here that actually want to learn through verbal instruction. Again, it's a review point, so think about that.
If you weak side your left hand, you're going to change your foreground and try and go for weaker hand now. So just the same thing, but you go for weaker hand, so it's the arm, so come around, stop the foreground and then carry on with all the
recommendations for your review again. How would you actually change this? It's good that you progressed on to left hand, but if you think about the skill level within this group, not this group I'm facing now, although looking at it, you might have considered starting without the steps on the layup. So for future reference, start with just shooting under the basket, aiming for what you call the magic square, and then progress to 1 step, 2 step, taking the ball off a player to take it in, then dribble in 2 steps. Just maybe break that skill down a little further. hopefully it was well you can actually see my point that I've made before about why I don't like these particular types of baskets. Because when you're coming to this layout, you can see yourself that it lends itself to running into the wall. It's not a health and safety point I'm picking you up on, but again, it's something for the review as a possibility. This is actually a practice, like I said before. Like I said before, over on the other corner, it lends itself very much to progressive part practice. So actually adding one small piece at a time to that practice to ensure that it works right. But you're kind of doing that, but you're doing it as the whole first. And I would love to see you actually break that down into part. As I say, while it's a perfectly acceptable form of coaching, after a 45-minute session, you will be absolutely knackered because you're walking everywhere and running everywhere. Okay, but it does work, it's very good. Again, lots and lots of skill development and individual coaching, which is good. I'll come back to it in a minute.